Title: The Echo of the Ruins. The echo of the ruins dust danced in the single ray of sunlight that dared to penetrate the boarded-up window. Blackwood Mansion, once a symbol of opulence, was now a skeleton eaten away by time and neglect. The Morales family, unaware of the legend that surrounded the place, had acquired it at a bargain price. They were looking for a new beginning, away from the bustle of the city. They did not know that what they would find there was an end. The first night, the silence was absolute. A silence that weighed, that felt almost tangible. Anna, the mother, felt an inexplicable unease, a cold shadow that slid down her spine. Javier, the father, attributed it to travel fatigue. Lucia, the teenage daughter, locked herself in her room, trying to ignore the constant creaking of the wood under her feet. At 3:17 a.m., the phone rang. A shrill, inhuman ring that broke the silence with a chilling violence. The phone, an old black Bakelite model that inexplicably remained connected, vibrated on the dusty table in the hallway. Javier, startled, answered. "Hello?" A sepulchral silence replied. Only a static hum, like a swarm of furious bees trapped in the receiver. Javier was about to hang up when a voice, guttural and distorted, emerged from the line. "I will kill you. One by one." Terror froze him to the marrow. The voice sounded as if it came from the depths of the earth, as if hell itself was calling at his door. He hung up abruptly, his heart pounding wildly in his chest. "Who was it?" Anna asked, her eyes wide. "Nobody. A prank call," Javier lied, trying to hide his panic. But the nightmare had only just begun. The following night, at the same time, the phone rang again. The same voice, louder, more threatening. "I know where you are. You cannot escape." This time, the voice named Lucia. Javier felt his soul leaving his body. He unplugged the phone, threw it against the wall, but the ringing persisted, coming from nowhere and everywhere at once. It was a sound that pierced the brain, that resonated in the bones. The following days were hell. The lights flickered for no reason, the doors opened and closed on their own, and unintelligible whispers filled the nights. Lucia began to have horrible nightmares, waking up screaming, talking about a pale woman with black eyes who watched her from the darkness. Javier, desperate, investigated the history of Blackwood Mansion. He discovered that, decades ago, an entire family had been brutally murdered in that same house. The killer was never found, but legend had it that the spirit of the matriarch, Elizabeth Blackwood, remained trapped within its walls, seeking revenge. It was said that Elizabeth had died trying to call the police from that same phone. One night, Anna disappeared. Javier searched the whole house for her, seized by panic. He found her in the basement, in front of a broken mirror, with a lost look and a strange smile on her face. "She told me that everything will be all right," Anna murmured, in a voice that was not her own. Suddenly, Anna lunged at Javier, trying to strangle him. Her eyes were bloodshot, her strength was superhuman. Javier fought for his life, managing to break free from her grip and lock her in the basement. Lucia and Javier barricaded themselves in the main room, with furniture blocking the door. The phone kept ringing, incessant, relentless. "She's coming for you now," the voice whispered on the other end of the line. The door began to tremble, to give way to an invisible force. Javier took Lucia's hand, preparing for the worst. At that moment, Lucia began to levitate. Her eyes rolled back, her body contorted in the air. The voice of Elizabeth Blackwood came from her throat. "This house is mine. And now you are too." Javier watched in horror as his daughter was possessed by the vengeful spirit. He knew there was no escape. They were trapped in the echo of the ruins, condemned to repeat the tragic destiny of the Blackwood family. Suddenly, the phone stopped ringing. Everything fell into a sepulchral silence. Javier looked at his daughter, and his daughter at him. An evil smile spread across Lucia's face. "Now we'll play a game, Dad." Lucia lifted Javier by the neck with her mind, making him float like a feather, slamming him against the ceiling repeatedly. The moment Lucia threw Javier's inert body to the ground, the phone rang again. Lucia answered. "Hello? Now you are one of us." The call was cut off. And Lucia was never the same. The spirit of Elizabeth Blackwood had found a new body, a new tool to torment the living. Blackwood House had a new guardian, and its echo would resonate for all eternity.